are back here on Girl Talk. We are here, and I'm going to read my towel. Hilton Head, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat. How cool is this? We are here with Gino today, and I'm really excited to talk to you. We're going to talk about service, and I don't think that there's anything more important than service.
Truth.
Listen to me, from a woman who's like, service.
Yeah.
But in talking before we started, you said service can make the difference between a car that lasts forever.
Pretty close, yeah.
And one that can get, you said it prevents tragedy.
Preventative maintenance prevents tragedy. That's right.
I love it,
yeah.
I love it.
So.
Talk to me a little bit about your specific service and parts and what sets you all apart, if you will.
Well, so we were talking before that the high heat,
right?
Just like in the north, I'm from the north, so
right.
The intense cold is going to affect a car equally as the high heat will. So in the summertime, major heat, you want to get your air conditioning checked, obviously.
Okay.
It's 1,000 degrees.
Yes.
You want your cooling system checked.
Okay.
You want everything about the car checked prior to the heat hitting. Battery is a big thing. Batteries will go just like that. And you want to just bring that in and do a preventative check. And we actually are running a summer special right now. It's half off the diagnostic charge. If you have something actually wrong with your car, it's half off the diagnostic charge, and we'll incorporate that into the repair.
But I kind of like what you said, and it's prevention for health for us. It's prevention for health for your car, but I never really thought about that.
Sure it is.
When someone, so let's say I'm coming here on vacation or I'm moving here, what you're saying and what I hear you say, it doesn't really hurt to come in for prevention. Let's take a look. It used to be that you changed your oil every however many miles.
Right.
How do I know if I have one of these vehicles, how often to maintain my car?
Well, especially now, I mean, the general rule for a newer vehicle is 6 months or 6,000 miles.
Oh,
okay. For a tire rotation oil change. So, but because that has been extended, it used to be every 3,000 miles, you get your car done. But because so now that's doubled. So you don't know, I mean, it could be 6 months before your oil change is due. You don't want to wait for that to happen.
Right.
You know, you don't want to wait for something to happen and then you have to tow it in or something to go wrong with the car. So you really want to get everything checked. And we have a free multi-point inspection too.
Oh, what does that mean, multi-point? I love the words you're using. You're like, multi-point inspection.
So when we do an oil change, part of that means that we have a little checklist that we go over the car, and we'll check the belts and the hoses and the fluids and brakes and everything about the car that makes it safe. And then we'll make a recommendation based on what we see. Okay. If it's an immediate need, if it's a future need, things like that. And that'll really help you have an understanding of what you're going to need in the future, or hey, there's nothing wrong and no need to worry. Let me ask you a question about making an appointment versus showing up and coming in. How does all of that work here? Well, we have a business development center. So the main line to the dealership, you'd call that line, and they take the appointments, and we have a whole calendar schedule that we work with, and they'll see, they'll work with the customer based on what's available in the opening slot or what their needs are. We also have an express lane that is specifically for oil changes and light. So what does that mean? Specifically for oil changes and tire rotations, and no appointment necessary. You can go right through, and we probably do about 20, 30 cars a day through that express lane. Do you really? Sure. Yeah, I have three guys dedicated just to helping get your car out of here in a fast amount of time. So literally, if I am coming down here on vacation, I don't have to have purchased my car from New River Auto Mall? Oh, of course not. No, not at all. You can. Everybody should come here. Yeah, it's all good. No, but we'll take good care of you. I mean, come on. Who has a cafe in there? I was just going to say, well, it's funny that as we're sitting here talking, all of the smell of all the sandwiches is coming through, and it does smell pretty good. It's great. Almost right. I walk into bacon and eggs every morning. It's crazy. Do you really? I do. Yeah. It's great food too. I mean, really, who has a restaurant in their place that you can? I was just going to say, we talked about that one time. We really did, about the quality of food here, which is pretty impressive. Yeah. And are new cars different than older cars as far as service and maintenance, or are the rules of the road pretty much the same? And specifically, I'm thinking about all the computer systems. Yeah, modern cars are much more complicated than an older car. Now, as far as maintaining them, that really hasn't changed. The maintenance intervals have changed a little bit. Like I said, with the oil changes have stretched out a bit. But they have become more complicated and more intelligent than ever. Can I ask a dumb question? There are no such things. I get that, right? Tire rotation. Why is that so important? Okay, well, your tires are going to wear over time. They're going to wear depending on alignments, but just over the course of time, depending on the position of where they are in the car, they're going to wear a certain way.
Okay, well that makes sense. In other
Right.
words, yeah,
And
that makes sense.
And if you don't rotate them to get them to wear evenly on the other side, then they're
Okay.
just going to continue to wear, and then they'll wear on the edges or prematurely, and you'll have to replace them more often.
If there's one thing you wish people would do as far as servicing their cars, what would that be that we maybe don't think about?
One thing I wish they would do.
Prevention?
Well, I mean, prevention, you know what, I guess the answer to that question would be try to come in sooner rather
Okay.
than later. A lot of the cars have a maintenance indicator on them that tells them when to come in. Okay, it's not the traditional sticker that you put in the window.
Right, I remember, that's right.
We still do that because we have a lot of customers that just want that sticker.
Right.
They want to see the mileage. But a lot of the cars, the indicator won't tell you to come in for months, depending on how you drive the car. So I would rather they come in every few months, every 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, even if it's just to say, hey, I need a checkup. I just need it looked at, even if they're not due for anything. But that'll give us the opportunity to let them know what the condition is, especially prior to the summer. So maybe a better answer to your question is prior to the extreme weather.
Okay. Oh, that makes so much sense.
I would rather they do that.
You've got to come back on. You're really good. And again, I have heard from numerous people that the service department here is pretty top notch.
Oh,
and
thanks.
I love how he pitches the yummy food too. So this is all good. Thank you, Gino,
very
for
welcome.
joining us. We want to thank all of you for joining us here on Girl Talk. Please have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.